Mummies are bodies that are dried or preserved by natural or artificial means. The ancient Egyptians believed that the body must remain intact for the soul to live on in the afterlife. Therefore, they developed a highly sophisticated and secretive mummification technique. This technique involved removing internal organs, drying the body with salt, and wrapping the body in linen soaked in aromatic liquids. However, not all ancient Egyptian mummies were created equally. The process and quality of mummification depend on the economic capabilities and social status of the deceased. Rich and noble people could get better and more expensive mummification services, while poor and ordinary people could only rely on simple and cheap methods. One of the most famous examples of an ancient Egyptian mummy is that of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, which was discovered in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter. This mummy was made with great care and luxury, using rare and expensive materials. For example, the mummy is covered with gold, gems, and other jewelry. In addition, the mummy is also accompanied by various items that are considered useful in the afterlife, such as weapons, furniture, toys, and even a chariot. Then, what are the ingredients used to make ancient Egyptian mummies? Based on research, scientists have uncovered the secret recipe for making the oldest ancient Egyptian mummy ever found. This recipe comes from a papyrus called the Louvre-Carlsberg Papyrus, which was written around 1450 BC. The papyrus contains step-by-step instructions on how to mummify a corpse, divided into 4 intervals. Each interval lasted 4 days, and in between, the corpse was covered with aromatically infused cloth and straw. So, the basic recipe is as follows. Plant oil, possibly sesame oil, used to lubricate the body and reduce dryness. Plant balm or root juice, which could have come from elephant grass, used to fill body cavities and give a nice scent. Rubber from plants, a natural sugar probably taken from acacia juice, used to seal wounds and bind cloth. Coniferous sap, possibly pine sap, used to provide antibacterial properties and to preserve the body. A liquid made from a mixture of these ingredients is then applied to a piece of red linen cloth, which is placed on the face of the dead person. This cloth is then wrapped in a protective cocoon of fragrant, antibacterial material. This process is repeated every 4 days until the body is ready for burial. Apart from these materials, there are also other materials used in the mummification process, depending on the abilities and wishes of the deceased. Some of the materials known to be used are natron, a natural salt used to dry out the body and stop the growth of bacteria. Cedar tree oil, an aromatic oil used to preserve internal organs removed from the body. Resin, a sticky substance produced by some plants, such as resin and myrrh trees, used to coat the body and give the mummy its characteristic dark color. Beeswax, a substance produced by honeybees, used to treat the skin and protect the body from insects. Flowers, such as lily, lotus, and papyrus, used to decorate the body and provide a pleasant scent. In 2016, archaeologists discovered an embalming site at Saqqara, an ancient Egyptian necropolis or burial complex. In this place, archaeologists found 121 pottery vessels containing organic remnants of mummy preservation fluid. Pottery vessels found in embalming sites also have labels that indicate the function and purpose of the mummy's preservation fluid. For example, some say wash or put on his head. This shows that the ancient Egyptians had systematic procedures and techniques for mummification. They also customized the mummy's preservation fluid to different parts of the body. For example, pistachio resin and castor oil were only used for the head. The ancient Egyptians' chemical knowledge of mummy preservation fluid is not known exactly how they discovered it. However, it may have been related to empirical observations, experiments, and knowledge exchange with other nations. Some of the ingredients used in mummy preservation fluids come from regions far away from Egypt, such as Southeast Asia and the Dead Sea. This suggests that the ancient Egyptians had access to international trade and were willing to incur high costs to make quality mummies.